largest RV show is online. Camping World presents the Ultimate RV Show. 5 days packed with all things RV and camping. Be the first to see the newest RVs on the market. Take advantage of exclusive RV show pricing on hundreds of items. Plus, we'll have sweet giveaways every day of the show. The Ultimate RV Show kicks off September 15th with a virtual concert from Alabama. Join us for the Ultimate RV Show, streaming live September 16th through 20th at ultimatervshow.com.
Tom?
Be proud to be loud, but keep it respectful. At this time, we invite everyone to rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats, and we will do our opening prayer, followed by the national anthem. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God in heaven, we come before you tonight, and we give you thanks for your many blessings. May the actions of all here this evening, players and fans, always reflect your love for all people. Please keep all the athletes free from injury. May they be strengthened in mind, body, and soul to do their best each day. Together we pray the Marianist doxology. May the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit be glorified in all places. In the Immaculate Virgin Mary. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of year again. You have to reach into your trunks, pull out your stocking caps, your gloves, your coats. It is a cold Friday Night Lights edition here at Bellevue East High School. Gross and Bennington squaring off in the final game of the regular season. But Owen Godberson, it is a cold one out here tonight. I'll tell you right now, this might go down with Snow Classico. The Omaha women's soccer team, you and I were fortunate enough to be on call for a snowy edition. This might be just as cold as that night.
Yeah, thankfully neither of us had to go down to the field and shovel off like we did for that game and try to get Caniglia ready to go for that game against South Dakota. But tonight, it's just about as cold. No snow coming down yet. And, you mentioned getting the hat out of the car. Unfortunately, I forgot to put my hat in my car, so my ears are freezing right now. But we should have a lightning hot matchup tonight between Gross and between Bennington. This Bennington team, it's going to be a tough matchup tonight for the Cougars.
Indeed. I mean, you look at Cale Bird, the general for this team at quarterback, over 1,500 passing yards on a 60% rate, 16 touchdowns. On top of that, 745 yards on the ground and 12 touchdowns. The man by himself has 28 times he's found the end zone this year. Him alone, already an issue for this Gross defense. They're going to have to be ready to stop him tonight, Owen.
Yeah, I don't think it's too hyperbolic to say that Bird is a good player. He's going to be difficult for Gross to shut down, but, you look at this offense, and the double-edged sword of trying to shut down Bird so much is that you give options to go to LeClaire as well. LeClaire is also a phenomenal player for this Gross team, only trailing Bird in the rushing leading by about 15 or so yards, I want to say. So Bennington, right now, they're a dual threat. They can go in the air, they can go on the ground. And as we've seen in recent weeks, Gross has started to develop a little bit more of an aerial offense with Capisi dropping back into quarterback, and he's playing tonight. So we might see them drop back a little bit more, look to go into the air. And, maybe we could actually see a barn burner tonight between these two offensive styles. Between ground game and air game, we might be in for a treat.
I could not agree more. I mean, we saw glimpses of it in the last game against Blair that we were fortunate to be on call for. Connor Capisi came in at quarterback late in the game when Gross really had nothing going all game, and he put on a show both on the ground and in the air. He's proven to be dual threat, and he makes teams have to respect this offense, Owen. So it's nice to see them come out and play so well with Capisi as their general, and frankly, you think it's going to play a huge role tonight. Bennington's going to have to be ready. They're coming in with wins over Norris, with wins over Grand Island Northwest, with wins over Aurora, many top 10 teams right now in Class B. But here they are playing great football. Coming into Bellevue East, Gross is going to be ready to play, I feel like.
Yeah, and Gross is riding confidence right now. They're in the playoffs. You look at this game as really just kind of a momentum builder. Let's see what we can do against one of the best teams in the state. And, you look at that Bennington-Norris game. That's Norris's only loss of the season so far this year. This Bennington team can knock off just about anybody. But we've seen some fight from this Gross team. We've seen them put up some good contests over the last couple of weeks. It's just tonight. This is all about building momentum to the playoffs, see what they can do against the top teams in the state, and see if maybe they can make a Cinderella run.
And Gross will be kicking this one away to start this cold, cold game at Bellevue East High School. And obviously a lot of confidence on the line heading into the state playoffs for both of these teams. You don't want to end the regular season with a loss. So both teams, despite the cold weather, are going to be ready to go. And, despite the cold breeze, nice view tonight with the trees in the distance. The wind, like I said, is a bit of a killer, but not an unusual October evening in Omaha, Nebraska, as kickoff is booted away. And despite the cold weather, a nice kickoff. That might go to the back of the end zone. It will be taken out towards the middle of the field. Nowhere to go. The Gross special teams ready to go off the gate. And the sideline energy very apparent early on. And in games like this with cold weather, it's easy to lose energy. So it's nice to see the Gross sideline ready to go off the gate.
Yeah, speaking as a perennial bench warmer myself, keeping that energy on the sidelines as fresh and as energetic as possible throughout a cold game like this is everything. Keeping the guys, keeping morale high, as you get into the second, third quarter when you start not being able to feel your legs, not being able to feel your hands. And, it might be cold outside, but, God, those uniforms are hot.
Cale Bird in the offense now on the field for Bennington. It's going to be LeClaire getting the snap up the middle. Not much going there. Stopped right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a few yards on the run, but you like to see the defensive front really stacked in for Gross there, not letting LeClaire get another lot of breathing room right out of the gate.
Yeah, discipline needs to be sharp line for Gross. We've seen them a couple of times so far this season be tricked on the option, be tricked on the read out wide. If they're going to want to shut down LeClaire or Bird, they're going to need to watch that, stay disciplined. And, we saw that right then. Just get two bodies on the ball, stop him, and get the swarm going, make sure he's not getting any yards.
And it's going to be Bird out of the shotgun again. This time he's going to keep it. And a nice little run here. Breaks a few tackles, gets to the second level, and more importantly, the first down. That's a nice run from Bird. And plays like that where they run the option, they open it up for guys like Leclerc, who has still found the end zone 11 times in the season. People like to talk about Bird, but his runs like that open up other guys like Leclerc to get the offensive movements going.
Yeah, and that's what makes a good quarterback great is, being able to recognize, as much as he wants the yards, as much as he wants the stats, recognize that, all right, this is the best option, hand it off to this guy, and he goes out, takes the option wide, as we see right here.
And now it's going to be a run out to the right side and not much going, and a nice tackle for loss there. An excellent play there. That was number 25, Charles Monaco, on the play, and you see him on all the ends of the field. We saw with an interception on our first call together, actually, against Aurora. He had a nice pick six. He gets kick returns constantly on the special teams for Gross, and right there defensively, nice tackle for loss. He's everywhere for this Gross team.
Yeah, that's kind of a trademark of high school football. You got guys that play all sides of the ball, special team, offense, defense, and Monaco's one of those players. He's a phenomenal athlete. The whole family, just phenomenal athletes. Got an older brother playing for the University of Nebraska Omaha soccer team.
And Bird's going to throw it deep downfield. That one just overthrown. Was looking for Caden Bloom on the play. Unfortunate, just led him a little too far, but that is an aggressive play call on 2nd and 9. I mean, on that play, you think maybe they try to run it with their rushing attack that gets 230 yards a game, but on there they try to go deep for the big play, and unfortunately it didn't work out.
Yeah, and as we look to go more aerial between these two teams, the wind is going to play a huge factor coming out of the north right now. It's not too strong at the moment, but it's in gusts right now, and you just got to time the aerial offense right.
And Bird backs up the pass, and he is sacked in the backfield. Great job by the Gross defense. They get inside, they get the sack, and that's Gage Mill. Again, we talk about players doing it on both sides right there. The quarterback, running back gets into the backfield, gets a huge sack to make Bennington's punt team come out.
Yeah, the special team's coming out. Now, this is a pivotal moment for Gross in this first quarter. Their first drive of the evening. Capisi under center here in a couple of minutes after this punt return. And, who knows? With the special teams, maybe the punt return.
And a shanked punt there. That one lucky enough to not touch any players. Monaco is going to elect to not touch this one, and it's going to be down at the 33-yard line of Gross, and that is where they will start their next drive. We will take a quick break and come back momentarily for Gross's first drive.
1st and 10 for the Cougars.
To Bellevue East High School. Gross on the field for the first time tonight. We'll see if they can bring some electricity on this cold evening as Capisi takes a snap, immediately throws on the play, finds Monaco. Monaco breaks a few tackles, and right there is the value of Connor Capisi. Comes into the game. He makes a nice throw for the first down.
Yeah, that's a good confidence booster right there to get the first play of the game, a Camping World first down. This is a big moment for this Gross offense. Maybe they can keep the chains moving and put Bennington on the back foot a little bit, put him up against the ropes.
BC's going to take it out of the shotgun. You love the aggressiveness. Nice little throw on first down. The first play of the game. He's going to back up to throw again. Looks out, finds Mill on the left side. Mill with a stiff arm, breaks one tackle, breaks another. Nice job pumping his legs to stay up. About a 4-yard pickup. And right there, this Gross offense, electric and quick right away. This is faster tempo than we're used to seeing this team play.
Yeah, Gage Mill getting the nice reception there. And a minor thing that we might have missed, that little juke that he did with the hips right there to throw off the defender, get him that extra yard of space in which he can explode into, get another yard or two, and that stiff arm. Heisman-esque.
And Thomas Van Hout doing a great job with this offense, and you like the adjustment because seeing Mill either on the outside trying to catch or in the backfield trying to run the football, he's a lot more valuable than he is under center, but Capisi brings a lot to the table as he's going to get a handoff here. That one up the middle. I believe that was Mill on the handoff. Excuse me, that was Garcia. And we've seen plenty of Jacob Garcia in the first few games that we've had the privilege of calling together. He does a great job of just barreling through his offensive gaps as we see Capisi come out of the game. And we heard beforehand we could see them go into a Wildcat-type setup with Gage Mill in the backfield, and we're probably going to see it here.
Yeah, might go to the ground on this one. And as the wind starts to pick up, this might be perfect timing for Van Hout to go onto the ground because the wind is starting to blow in almost every direction right now. Started in the face, now it's against our back, and right up the middle. Might have gotten it. Looks like he did.
And that was Jake Garcia again. Like we said, right on cue. He loves to just barrel up the middle. He doesn't even need a gap. He's one of those power backs where he'll find a way to get through even if the hole's not quite there.
He'll create his own gap. He sees just a tiny little hole, and he just busts through it, makes the room himself, and he's able to get that low body, like the low center of gravity down there, so he's harder to hit, he's harder to get a hold of, and he just keeps those legs driving through the middle. It's hard to deal with as a defender.
His legs driving, and now Gross continuing to drive downfield as well. Back-to-back first downs. Capisi back into the game, throws it, and it's going to be Mill again. Mill cuts back twice. He gets to the middle of the field, tries to break another tackle, and he is tackled just inside the 30-yard line. Capisi's pass to Gage Mill, and I think early on we know who his favorite target is. He wants to find Mill in the flat right there. Excellent pickup for the first down.
Yeah, and so far Bennington doesn't have an answer for it. So if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Keep going with it. Keep driving down the field. Get 7 points on the board and put Bennington down early on here. This is a great drive so far.
And the energy coming from the student section as well for Gross in this cold evening. They are here ready to go as another first down there off the pass to Mill. Backs up in the pocket as Capisi again throws a little post route and another completion. And it looks like they are going to call that incomplete. Actually, might have hit the ground. That was to Charles Monaco on the play. Oh, and you look like you disagree with that call.
Yeah, from my angle, it looked like he was just able to get his hands underneath and scoop it in for the catch. But referees have a better vantage point than us from up here. They're a lot closer to the action. And it was a bit underthrown from Capisi. Not every quarterback's perfect. Not everything's going to find the numbers easily. So, every once in a while, a low ball like that, it's an understandable and acceptable.
And for the first time tonight, a second and long for Gross. They've usually been able to get it close. Capisi throws it deep, looking towards the end zone. That one almost intercepted. That ball underthrown. Luckily was not picked off, but leaves a third and deep from probably, you would think, just outside of field goal range, especially with the wind coming right at the kicker right now for Gross. You expect, maybe a big time play here from Connor Capisi.
Yeah, Capisi just dropped back. He saw that corner of the end zone, just didn't get enough onto it. And I think with the wind, he was trying to keep it a little bit more direct, more like a bullet instead of an arching arrow. But the right play on that one is to go for the corner, lob it over the top, because that was almost right into the numbers of the Bennington defender in the backfield, and that could have been disastrous for this drive and the momentum, the morale for Gross as well.
Capisi takes a snap, and he's going to hand it off here, sniffed out perfectly by the Bennington defense. Garcia with nowhere to go. That was an excellent stop there on third down. Frankly, I like the call from Van Hout to try to throw him off with a third and long run choice. Unfortunately, there, Bennington's they read that perfectly, like a book.
Yeah, Luke McDonald opened up the pages there, found his favorite page in that book, and they're staying out on the field. Capisi going to be going for this from about 4th and 15. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
And he will be out of the shotgun here. Really gutsy call this early in the game. 7:15 to go in the first quarter. They're electing to go for it on about 4th and 15. Capisi rolls out right, throws it deep down the middle. He's got him in. He's got Mill blocked away. Excellent deflection there on that play. It looked like it was, I couldn't quite see the number.
Ashton Schmaderer got a hand on that one. It looked like number 9 just barely got, this is about most of his left hand to it, almost picked it off. I thought he was going to go for it, but just opted for the safe option to bat it down, get the 4th down, get the turnover, and, as good as that Gross drive was, ended a bit anticlimactically. You want to see them at least make an effort more for the end zone instead of, a couple of lackadaisical and not well executed plays.
And we've seen Schmaderer on the defensive end a few times. He has a few interceptions on the year, and he actually on the offensive end, he's one of the team's leading receivers. He has 500 yards actually in the air, so making plays on both sides there ends the promising Gross drive. And now a flag on the play as it's a pass here from Bird, and it's going to be a first down and more. It's going to be a nice pickup there. And it looks like that's going to be Trey Kenkel.
Might be coming back, though.
And it looks like it probably will. I'd assume it'd be a holding or potentially a false start. But Kenkel on that play with a nice pickup, a stiff arm to gain a few extra yards. And the flag is waved off, so there is no penalty on the play. And a big pickup from Trey Kenken off the great pass from Bird. When you think it was coming back just like that, the electricity goes to the other side, and now Bennington getting some going.
They might have waved that off because I saw a late hit there on Bird in the backfield. I don't know if they called that roughing the passer. It was about a second or two after he released the ball. And I've seen hits like that called in the NFL for that. So I'm not too sure if they were waving it off, offset penalties, but Bennington getting a big play early on. Bird taking a big hit as well. That might be a big factor.
Yeah, in this cold weather, those hits definitely hurt a little bit more as it's a fake handoff. Bird's going to keep it here. Another big run and another first down. Breaks a few tackles. He's inside the 30-yard line. Cuts back. Brought down at about the 20-yard line. And we saw a little run from him earlier. That one much, much bigger. We've seen it on the ground. We've seen it on the air. And we are just a few minutes into this game. I mean, Cale Bird is definitely a specimen for this offense, and he's one of the best players in the state.
Yeah, intelligence-wise, he's very good to read the defense, be able to find those gaps and be able to exploit them, but athletically as well, the explosiveness that he has to just turn on the jets like that 0 to 100 almost like a Ferrari engine right there. But he's got the body of an Army tank as well. He's hard to hit.
And now it's LeClaire taking the handoff, tries to cut to the sideline, couldn't get much on the play. And that one is going to be a flag on the play. Tyler LeClaire trying to get to the corner there again, couldn't get much room. We'll see what the flag is. It looks like it might be a hold on the play.
Penalty on the play.
And it will be a holding against the offense. So after a few big plays to get the ball going downfield, it's brought back, and penalties are killer in games like this, especially when it's cold. I mean, you have to keep in mind some factors about skill are put to the side when the cold weather comes out, because you don't play the same when it's cold.
Yeah,
everything's a little bit harder.
The receivers might not be able to have much feeling in their hands, so they might not be able to catch them that well. It's like catching them with a couple of bricks. And
I mean, holding calls like that definitely don't help them either, as now it's a 1st and 20, handoff up the middle. Nothing doing for LeClaire there. The student section definitely trying to keep the atmosphere alive in this unbelievably chilly evening, as that's a nice defensive play, only about a yard on the play.
This is beautiful trap shooting weather, though, I tell you what. After 4 years of shooting trap and a lot colder than this, it's been a while for me, but it almost makes me feel nostalgic.
There are some things that are fun in cold weather. According to Owen Godberson, trap shooting is one of them.
It is.
Football is definitely not, though.
No, you take those big hits, and they hurt just a little bit more, like you said earlier. They sting.
And Bird has a lot of time to work with. This time he just keeps it and gets a big gain on the play. Not quite enough for the first down, but it'll be 3rd and short, and that's the exact play you need, because he showed so much poise in the pocket, had all the time in the world, realized there was great coverage downfield by Gross, and he decided to tuck it. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 3 here. All of a sudden, it's realistic. You could pick up the first after being in a 2nd and 20.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was so much acreage in that secondary for him to exploit right there. Credit to the offensive line for giving him so much time to drop back in the pocket and let the defense just kind of scatter themselves throughout the field.
And now Bird's going to keep it again. This time gets just inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 8. 5:14 to go in this first quarter, still scoreless.
Likely going to change here in a second. 1st and goal for the Badgers, and they're one of those lethal offensive teams where if they get into the red zone 9 times out of 10, they're going to be putting it in.
And we'll see what Bird does here. He's already been lethal on the ground. Last game against Ron Colley, 8 rushes, 80 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the game. I mean, he was electric last game, and it's carried over today, as he's going to hand it off to LeClaire here. And it's going to be a fumble. Gross is going to pick it up, and it's a foot race. Can Bird catch him? He's at the 40, 45, 50, and he's going to cut back. A huge return here. Will he get there? He will get tackled just inside the 30. Unbelievable shift in momentum there. The defense comes up huge on the play, and they take it all the way back into opposing territory.
He could not quite get on his horse, just barely running out of legs as he got past that 30, but a huge fumble reception out for the Cougars. Momentum swinging the other way like a pendulum. We've got a prize fight tonight, folks.
All of a sudden, the energy is back, boys. It is crazy electric right now.
I can't even feel the cold.
Honestly, plays like that, you just all of a sudden forget what's going on with all the outside conditions and everything like that. And now Connor Capisi comes back on the field, this time with a little bit of momentum in his favor. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. This is a great place to set up shop for the offense. Capisi's going to hand it off here to Garcia. Garcia does a great job at the end of the play, lowering his shoulder to gain that extra yard, especially at the high school level. It's easy to forget about your body position and knowing that low man always wins. And at the end of every play, you see Garcia inch for that extra yard, and it's so valuable for this offense.
Oh, that's a nice little spin zone on that. He did lose his footing a little bit there. I think that's why he went so low. Lost his foot, tripped up through the – but he did keep going, and he was able to extend.
He finishes every play. It's so great to see with him. He could have easily just fallen on that play. Lowers his shoulder, uses his body weight to gain a few extra yards. Nice pass there. Broken tackle. Can Monaco find the end zone? He does. Touchdown, Omaha Gross. Charles Monaco breaks a few tackles and takes it in for the first score of the game.
Oh, man, what a run from Monaco, breaking that first tackle. And you know with a family like the Monacos, the explosiveness that he has, the athleticism that is in his veins. You knew as soon as that tackle was broken, with that just little bit of space he found in that secondary, he was gone.
All he needed was just a glimpse of daylight, and he ran to it. Huge touchdown there, and that is the first points of the game. And the extra point is up and good. That takes this to a 7-0 Gross lead with 4:02 left in this first quarter. We will take a quick break as Gross hops out on top after a huge touchdown from Charles Monaco.
Camping World of Omaha is your one-stop shop for everything RV. Shop from the top manufacturers, the best floor plans, and the most competitive prices in the Omaha area. Travel trailers starting at only $99 per month. Plus, buy an RV from Camping World and receive access to the Good Sam Elite loyalty program, offering incentives valued at over $2,000. Don't miss out on the incredible deals at Camping World, located just east of Exit 1B on I-29 in Council Bluffs. Payments not inclusive of tax, title, license, prep, and dealer dock fees. See dealer for details and full disclaimers. Camping World.
And welcome back to Bellevue East High School. Gross out on top 7-0 early on after the nice touchdown from Charles Monaco. And now they're going to boot it back to Bennington, who had a nice drive going before the fumble put Gross in enemy territory and ultimately led to the first score of the game. And a nice kickoff. Can it stay in bounds? That will go out, so a flag on the play will start Bennington at the 35-yard line. So unfortunate break there special teams-wise that puts Bennington in really good field position to start, and especially after the last drive, we saw Cale Bird really start getting something going. Obviously, it didn't end well, but we saw glimpses of Bennington really getting their offense flowing.
Yeah, and Bennington right now, they're going to have a little bit of fire right now. They're one of those prize fighters that got punched in the mouth early on, and now is the test of whether or not this team has the championship mentality that we think they do to take that punch early on. You know, it's like what Mike Tyson said. I think it was Mike Tyson. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Now it's time to see what Bennington can do when they're not in the advantage, when they're put on the back foot a little bit. That fumble in the red zone, that might be just something that like to fire underneath them, or they could be rattled. They could be, just a little bit off their game, and Gross could exploit that. It all comes down to this drive early on. I know it's early, but it's one of those that this is going to make or break the game.
And that's a nice throw out to start the drive from Bird. And the catch was Cale Baca on the play, on the season. 9 catches, 176 yards. And a fun fact, Owen, that I found before the game, there are 2 players on this Bennington team who have a touchdown rate of 33%. That is a crazy high percentage, and one of them is Cale Baca, 9 catches, 3 touchdowns on the season. As now Bird's going to get the snap. He's going to hand it off here. This time it's going to be Mostick for his first carry of the game, and he's going to pick up a big carry there, picks up the first down. And Dylan Mostick on the play with a nice carry. On the season, we've seen Mostick be kind of the wingman to Leclerc. Both of them have been a nice rushing complement to one another.
Now waiting on the flag to see what the call is.
And it's going to be a holding call against Bennington. It will come back, and unfortunately the nice run from Mostick negated on the play. And again, penalties being killer for Bennington early on, and we discussed in conditions like this, you can't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, penalties throughout the entire game are going to be what kills the Badgers. If they keep this up, they need to stay disciplined on that offensive line. I know, it's difficult in this weather to do your job properly without trying to gain a little bit of advantage or losing a little bit of that discipline. But you're going up against a very stiff, very tough Gross defensive capabilities. Here's a fumble in the backfield as well. We're seeing the elements kind of get to Bennington, but Bird recovering brilliantly to make up that yardage. Like I said earlier, it's hard to catch the ball when your hands feel like bricks, and we're seeing it right now. But that just shows the intelligence, the composure that Bird has to recognize, I got to gap out wide, I'm going to take it.
Absolutely. That's just instinct right there. Pure instinct there from Cale Bird, finding a way to make something out of nothing. And that's a nice pickup there. It's going to be 3rd and short, though. And we're going to see the rushing attack potentially that averages 230 on the ground every game, and it's going to be a fake handoff. Bird's going to keep it, and Bird doesn't get enough for the first down. A great tackle on the play from the linebacker, Owen Brennan. We are not leaving, as now Cale Bird out of the shotgun potentially. We might try to see him draw him off sides on this play. 6 guys in the box for Gross. Out of the shotgun is Cale Bird.
Bird's taking this one personally.
Bird calmly awaiting this. Might try to draw him off for the count. That's a false start on the play. The penalty here, and that's going to move him to a 4th and 6 And all of a sudden we see the punt team come out. That is a huge wasted opportunity from the Bennington Badgers.
Yeah, Carter Lurch is going to go back to the sideline. He's going to get an earful from the coaches. That is just discipline on the left tackle, just jumping at the wrong moment, trying to catch your opponents off guard, get that first down, and just shooting themselves in the foot again, Bennington. And now Gross has an opportunity to go 2 touchdowns up on this next drive.
2:57 remains in this first quarter, and it's going to be Monaco back to return. He has the lone touchdown in this game for Gross. The false start ends the drive before that. It was a great tackle, and it's going to be a block, and it's going to be returned all the way back for a touchdown, and all of a sudden it's a 2-touchdown lead with the block and return for the touchdown.
Oh, have yourself a day, lad. Getting in the backfield, getting that huge block punt, and oh, man, Bennington are feeling the pressure now.
Keep the cold winds coming. It does not affect the Gross Cougars at all. They have come to play, ladies and gentlemen. Both sides of the ball, they have been electric, and they take a 2-touchdown lead on one of the top teams in the state.
They looked Goliath in the eye and said, I'm going to hit you right in the head with this stone. Gage Mill in the backfield, getting the huge block in, and now 14-0 Cougars.
And we will take a quick break after the magnificent special teams score from the Gross Catholic Cougars. When we come back, we'll see if the defense can put it together.
Camping World of Omaha is your one-stop shop for everything RV. Shop from the top manufacturers, the best floor plans, and the most competitive prices in the Omaha area. Travel trailers starting at only $99 per month. Plus, buy an RV from Camping World and receive access to the Good Sam Elite loyalty program, offering incentives valued at over $2,000. Don't miss out on the incredible deals at Camping World, located just east of Exit 1B on I-29 in Council Bluffs. Payments not inclusive of tax, title, license prep, and dealer dock fees. See dealer for details and full disclaimers. Camping World of Omaha.
And welcome back to Bellevue East High School. This game brought to you by Camping World in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Colleen Almgren, Better Homes, The Good Life Group. Kyle Smith at Bellevue Oral and Maxio Surgery. And then the Capisi family and their generous support of Gross Catholic High School, as Gross now with a 14-0 lead. They kick it away. And the special teams with another stop. The ball tackled just inside the 25-yard line, and that is where Bennington will start back up after a huge missed opportunity. First, the false start forces the punt team to come out for Bennington, and then the special teams miscue. The block punt leads to a big-time special teams touchdown, and now Gross in the driver's seat. As long as this ship steers forward, they're in a great position right now.
Yeah, and the argument could be made that, Bennington keeps shooting themselves in the foot, and they're handing this game to Gross, but Gross has to be good enough to take this game from them, to take the gift, and so far, so good for the Cougars. They've been able to capitalize on every single mistake that this Bennington offense has made.
And Bird runs a speed option out to the right. He was tackled for just a short carry. Nice job by Gross. It's easy to, once he gets to the outside, for him to find some green grass and make big plays. As we saw last game, 8 carries, 3 touchdowns. I mean, that is just a tremendous touchdown rate. But so far tonight, Gross doing a great job limiting his production. He's had a few big plays, but so far still 0 on the scoreboard for Bennington. Honestly, level on that play, getting just to the line of scrimmage, but finds a way to get there.
Yeah, it's a miracle that he was able to make that play net 0 and not lose a lot of yardage. He was in danger there. I thought they had him in the backfield, but that just shows the intelligence, the composure that Bird has in the backfield, no matter if they're down 14-0 or up 14-0. This guy is born to play quarterback.
Now a 3rd and 11 here from their own 24-yard line. As the snap is taken by Bird, he looks to pass now. He's looking deep downfield. He throws it, and it's going to be into coverage. Caught! What a play, but he drops it at the end. Does not complete the catch, and that will be a 4th and long. But it looks like the officials might have said that was a catch. Wow, the Gross sideline is irate right now. That catch was not completed. He fell on the ball. It was initially a catch, but you have to roll through it. That's the rule. And the fact that he didn't and they gave him the first down is honestly unbelievable.
Yeah, and the ground can't force a fumble. That's a down ball if he caught it right there. I'm not too sure whether or not he had full control of that ball when he hit the ground, and unfortunately, no video assisted referee here.
Yeah, that is a big time break after we've seen some mistakes on the end of the Badgers. That's a huge, huge positive there as they get some field coverage covered there. And the snap's going to be taken by Bird. He's going to fake the handoff again. This time he finds another hole, stays on his feet inside the 30, creeping up towards the 20, and gets brought down at about the 20. Bad plays or penalties, they can find ways to move the football.
Yeah, this is a good team regardless of how.
Looking the number 3 team in the state right in the eyes and saying, I'm not going to stop fighting.
Yeah, if only Paladino would have kept himself up just a couple more seconds so we can go up into the press box and get some heaters on our feet right now. But Paladino, he was so close to getting that turn out of the corner, getting a little bit of acreage, getting out to the 30-yard line. Still impressive field position now for Gross. They got a lot of room to work with right now.
And obviously you don't want to get too risky on the last play of the first quarter. We'll see what they choose here. Snap's going to be taken. It's going to be an option out left and a risky pass, or excuse me, a risky pitch. And that's going to be tackled for just a few yards to bring us to the end of the quarter. That was Jake Garcia on the play, but that will do it for the first quarter. Gross on top, 14-7, after some nice plays on just about every aspect of the field. When we come back shortly, we'll get you the start of second quarter action.
Cougars 14, Badgers 7.